Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention for a minute? Now, I'm following the dream scenario of the film The Life of Brian, where I would say to you, you are all individuals. Yes. And and in the dream scenario, you would all stand up and collectively holler back to me, yes, we are all individuals. And then, and then someone, I heard already one who would wave an uncertain hand and say, I'm not. Well, I'm afraid this is not going to work here. You're all individuals. But together, we are a community. And I think this dinner here on the Tuesday night of Veldhoven is, well, the best proof of how connected we are as physicists in the Netherlands. I'm also very happy that we have a good number of distinguished guests who are not intrinsically member of this community, but I'd like to share with you this feeling that we have as our physics community, our research community in the Netherlands. So very welcome. I want you to know that all of these people who are gathered here, especially tonight, they share one feeling, one dream, one burning desire, one dream really. And you can imagine what that is. It's the dinner at Veldhoven. It's always been a miracle. It was a miracle tonight, and I suggest that we thank the cook and the staff that served all this food for the wonderful achievement. With that, my 2 minutes are up, are gone. We go to the prizes. There are 4 FOM prizes that we always hand over on this night. And tonight we have a very distinguished guest who will do the job for us. And this is the Minister of Culture, Education and Research, Jet Bussemaker. I should like to ask her to come forward.
Ja, dat gaat goed zo, ja. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, this is impressive. You are with so many. And I have to say that this is the first time for me to address a room of nearly 2,000 physicists. It's really quite something, I think, to realize that you as a group are able to explain at the nano level how the Big Bang resulted in the delicious meal that we have just enjoyed. I would personally take a very different approach to such a question. I'm a political scientist by training. I have a PhD in political and social cultural sciences, and I did postdoctoral research, among others, at the Center for European Studies at Harvard University. And it was great doing my own research at Harvard, of course. But while there, I also learned how beneficial it is for researchers to collaborate with colleagues from highly different backgrounds. And I don't mean just a different scientific discipline or field. What I mean is also the different cultural backgrounds, languages and personalities. Clearly, and I know this from personal experience, as a scientist, you must often maintain a narrow, highly specialized perspective. Nevertheless, I'm convinced that a broader view can be a real boon to innovative, creative, and pioneering research. It can strengthen the link between different academic disciplines, and that's more important than ever, I think. And it can enhance the link with the world outside academia, business, society, and the creative industries. It can also serve to promote diversity, more specific, a good balance between men and women in scientific endeavors. And this brings me to a point that I would like to touch upon prior to presenting the awards. 4 awards for 3 men, all of whom are highly deserving of their prize, of course, and for 1 woman. I understand that this is very close to the ratio of men and women in physics. It may even be optimistic. The idea of women in science is totally irrelevant. That's what the mathematician Herta Marx Ayrton once said in the 19th century. She said, either woman is a good scientist or she isn't. That sounds quite simple. There is something to that, because there has never been a lack of female talent and ambition in the world of science. Let me give some examples. Ada Lovelace is regarded as the world's first computer programmer. Hedy Lamarr developed a ratio guidance system for torpedoes, a kind of early Wi-Fi. Marie Curie was a pioneer in the field of radioactivity. She received 2 Nobel Prizes and discovered the elements polonium and radium. And in the Netherlands, we know Aletta Jacobs, Johanna Westerdijk, and Jantina Thomas, who were responsible for tremendous shifts in the scientific landscapes. These are giants upon whose shoulders today's female professors stand. And it's they who paved the way for future generations of women in the world of academia and scientific endeavor. I wish I could be in full agreement with Ayrton's sentiment, for it should make no difference whether a scientist is a woman or a man. In the reality of everyday scientific practice, however, the difference is real and palpable, even today. As you know, women do very well as students and as PhD researchers. Still, only 17% of professors at Dutch universities are women on average. And at universities of technology, this figure is only 8%. That's shamefully low, especially compared to universities with high Shanghai rankings, where the proportion of women is around 30%. When I was doing research at Harvard 10 years ago, I was pleasantly surprised to see as many women on campus. For more than here in the Netherlands. That's what, for me, a real eye-opener. I saw that it is really a possibility. I was back at Harvard last spring for a working visit, and I spoke with some Dutch researchers working there. They all noticed the same thing. That made me wonder, how many generations will it take before women in the Netherlands are properly represented in academia? In the short term, I intend to reach agreements with colleges, universities, and research centers to accelerate the advancement of women to top positions. We will also be addressing strategic staffing policies and training programs for human resource management. And we'll be promoting more tenure tracks for young women. Tenure programs at universities in Groningen and Delft have already proven their worth. And I'm very pleased that FOM has pursued a tailored policy that is geared towards increasing the percentage of women in physics across the entire spectrum. And I very much hope that FOM will continue the important and worldwide practice, perhaps even pushing the envelope a bit further. For the scientific world, it's not only doing women a disservice, but it is also harming itself by letting so much talent fall through the cracks. So you will understand, I'm very excited to be presenting the Minerva Prize in just a minute. In addition to greater emphasis on female talent, I feel it's very important to promoting young talent. So it is an extra great honor for me to present a dissertation prize too. The Valorisation Prize is also intended for young talent, by the way. A broad perspective is also essential when evaluating and rewarding scientific talent. I feel that the focus should be on more than just research results. In addition to the classical career path of a top researcher, I feel there should also be professional paths for scientists who wish to pursue a career in education, science communication, and administration. Along the FOM Valorisation Prize, I'm also be presenting the FOM Valorisation Chapter Prize. Valorisation, ladies and gentlemen, is yet another topic that requires a broad perspective. It's more than simply the exploitation of knowledge for economic purposes. Indeed, its intent is to resolve societal issues or to fan the flames of public debate. Moreover, you'll be pleased to know that the research project of all 4 winners are in line with the research teams in the National Science Agenda, which is very good news indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. And I have the great honor of presenting the FOM Awards 2015. And I'll start with the winner of the Minerva Prize. The Minerva Prize, ladies and gentlemen, this year goes to a researcher who achieved a breakthrough in physics in a relatively short time and fully on her own. She published an article in Angewandte Chemie International Edition about a new advanced technique for obtaining information on the 3-dimensional structure of small organic molecules. Her method is the first to use far-infrared light for this purpose. The FOM jury praised the quality and clarity of her article, calling it an excellent example of applied physics. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a thunderous applause for Anouk Rijs. Gefeliciteerd. Dat is mooi. En deze. Gefeliciteerd, Anouk. Alsjeblieft.
Thank you very much. I believe that this award shows really that you have to be a bit stubborn and highly motivated in research to get this award. A bit stubborn to pursue a direction while advised otherwise. In my case, to use far infrared light and terahertz light to study floppy molecules, biomolecules. And of course, highly motivated to make it happen. But maybe the most important part is also to have a very good team around you. And in my case, it was Sander Sjaaks, the PhD student, with whom I spent months in the lab to do these experiments. My collaboration from France, Marie Gagiot, with whom I translated the experimental data in actually information about these proteins. And the free electron laser Felix for producing wonderful light. And of course, the Felix laboratory for discussion, support, and just for being the best environment to do this research. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have more prizes to go yet. And the next one is the FOM Dissertation Prize. This year's award goes to someone who published no less than 18 articles, gave numerous lectures to colleagues, and who shared his work with the general public, all while working towards his PhD. He got his PhD cum laude at Eindhoven University and was involved in an ALMOF research group led by James Gomez Rivas. The jury called him an all-round scientist. His research into the interaction between light and matter is supremely basic, applied, and it features a clear social outreach. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Said Rodriguez. It's quite heavy. Be careful. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy and thrilled to be here. It's really an honor, and I would like to thank FOM for giving me the opportunity to share this moment with you. It was a very pleasant 4 years that I had a chance to work in the context of an industrial partnership program between AMOF and Philips. And I would not be here had it not been for a great team and a great leadership from my supervisor, Jaime Gomez Rivas, and I'm very thankful to him because he was a great source of inspiration for many of us. I would also like to thank Mark Verschuren, who was a key person in my thesis, who was doing fabrication of nanostructures that we were studying optically, and so I'd like to thank him for that. Also, I'm very thankful to my family that's with me today, and they came from Mexico really for this event. So I'm really delighted that they made such a long journey to share this moment, and they have been a very important source of love and support. And I would also like to thank FOM because really I think it has been a great time in the Netherlands, and I hope to be back someday. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the Valorisation Chapter Prize. This year's award goes to a young researcher whose PhD research focused on the electrical and optical properties of quantum dots, tiny semiconductors. The jury was particularly impressed by the chapter that he devoted to the application and implementation of quantum technology. He has since joined the spin-off company Single Quantum, where he will be continuing his endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Gabriele Bulgarini. Congratulations. It's quite heavy.
Thank you very much. It's great to be on this stage. I have to thank everyone who worked with me at TU Delft, my supervisor, Vals Wheeler, but I also, of course, thank FOM, the jury, and especially FOM to push PhD students to try to find how to valorize the research and to find the application in our society for research we do in the PhD. I also take the chance to thank Nanoscience NL and the company Single Quantum. Together, they will finance the realization of our first prototype. So, thank you.
It's great you have so many awards, but finally, this is the last one. The Valorisation Prize, which is going to a renowned scientist with an impressive track record. A professor with an entrepreneurial spirit, someone who appreciates the impact his research has outside of his own field, and who inspires others to do likewise with their own research. He took his basic research on sensor systems that can detect the slightest vibrations and scaled it up for industrial application, including oil and gas exploration. Ladies and gentlemen, the Valorisation Prize 2015 goes to Professor Jo van den Brands. That's good. Oh, wow.
So I'm very happy with this prize. It's actually remarkable because my research is on gravitational waves. These are tiny vibrations in the fabric of space-time. Actually, they are created when black holes collide and merge. And these are actually the most powerful events in the universe. And they emit at the merger more power than all the stars combined in the universe. And while with all our telescopes, we don't see anything. So we, that is the LIGO-Virgo collaboration, we have built instruments with which we will be able to detect these signals. And we can measure the tiniest vibrations ever measured by mankind. So a lot of innovative things were needed to achieve that. And FOM actually motivated us to see whether this could be used in society. So at the end, this resulted in research agreements between the National Institute of Subatomic Physics, NICEF, with the Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam, and with Shell, and also led to the creation of a spin-out company, Nanoscience. So here I would like to express my gratitude to all the people that were supportive of these activities. So most importantly, my colleagues at NICEF, also people in my group, and my friends at Nanoscience. And most of all, FOM, thank you.
Yeah, you want to come back? Ladies and gentlemen, finally I would like to say that unfortunately I cannot stay, although it would be a great pleasure for me to stay for the lecture, to learn much more about the world you are working in. But it was an honor to be here, to meet you and to meet your community, and I want to wish you a lot of success with your research, your curiosity, your valorization, but moreover, your cooperation together as fellow colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Bussemaker.